friends, how are you all? Now we are doing a special topic here today. The topic is capital and revenue expenditure. Capital, huge, heavy, non-recurring expenditure, and revenue, a regular, recurring, small usually expenditure. There is a difference. And we better make a note of this difference, otherwise we are ignoring a very fundamental concept of accounts, which is the going concern concept. Now see, I would take an opportunity of explaining to you this connection between the concept and its practical implementation. Going concern concept tells us that when we start a business, we do not think that we are going to wrap up the business within 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. We don't take a short-term, perspective when we start doing business. What we want for our business? We want our business to go on and on forever. Never shut down, make a lot of profit, grow, expand, become big. That is what every business wants, right? Therefore, there is a need to make a distinction between the short-term benefits and the long-term benefits, the short-term expenses and the long-term expenses, right? Now suppose I buy a pen. I use it, I will use it for a month maybe, yes, and then it's over. So it has lasted for a short period of time. So this pen, the expense, that is my expenditure on this pen would be called a revenue expenditure, because I keep buying pens, keep using pens, keep throwing pens once they are used, right? Now, capital expenditure. Suppose if I purchase my school bag, my books, these are expenditures are made for a long term, much longer term, right? Those books will be with me for years. That school bag I can use for a number of years. My school shoes, unless I grow out, the size of it. So here we are talking about expenditures which give us benefit for a short term and expenditures which give us benefit for a long term. Difference. Okay. Now, so based on that, let us see how that concept helps us pass the correct journal entries. Okay. First one, wages paid. What are wages? Wages are the amount, that is the payment made to the workers, the laborers, the daily wage earners, or whose salaries are not fixed, okay? Just like something like salaries, the salaries are fixed, constant, and here, wages meaning related to the production, manufacturing department, okay? So wages are used for that class of workers, okay? Not the office staff. Office staff will usually be termed as a salary because they have a fixed amount at the end of every month. These people might be paid, on a daily basis, right? So now wages are 7,000. Simply wages paid meaning wages paid for the workers who are into the manufacturing department, right? When they are manufacturing goods we purchase and we sell off. The benefit lasts for a short term. So this wages is also a recurring expenditure. So for that we recognize it as a revenue expenditure and we debit this amount as wages account. Okay. So this entry would be, entry number 1 is wages account debit, which is an expenditure for me. All expenses will be debited. 7,000 rupees to cash, because nothing else is mentioned. What are we paying? We assume we have made a cash payment of 7,000 for wages. Fine. So this wages is an input cost for my goods. Goods manufacture करने के लिए हमने ये spend किया है. Fine. Then wages paid for installation of new machine, 500. Smaller amount. But what is the purpose of paying the wages? You are installing a new machine. कोई भी new asset आता है तो उसको install करना पड़ता है, right? You have to fix it and then bring it up to a working condition. Okay? So whatever we spend, mark my words, whatever we spend on bringing the asset to our premises, Okay, the machine we have brought it here. If I am paying carriage transportation cost, that will be also a part of the cost of purchase of that asset. Plus, I have suppose paid wages for installation of the machine or any other related stuff. Till the asset is in complete usable condition. All those are capital expenditures for me. Machine is a one-time expenditure, it's an asset, purchase of asset, right? Apart from the cost of the machine, we are also spending on these, chota-mota tidbits. So all of this will be clubbed together and added to the cost of the machine itself. Because we want to know what is the actual cost of the machine, not just the purchase price of machine. Clear? So now this wages, although this wages appears like this, we are paid to the workers. But for what? Not manufacturing goods, but for installing the machine. So the purpose of paying the wages was different. This one was for a capital expenditure. This was for a revenue expenditure. Okay. So all such expenditures will be added to the cost of the machine. So the cost of the machine is increasing, cost of my asset is increasing. So this will be debited to machinery account. Debit to cash account. Okay. So although we have made wages payment, the purpose was different. Therefore, I have debited different accounts. Appreciate? Yes. Now this, when I put it along with the cost I divide over the number of years I will use it for. और वो installation charges भी distribute हो जाए, right? We will not charge it for the same year in which we have just purchased the machine. No. The benefit of the machine lasts for more than 1 year. The cost attached to it also lasts for more than 1 year. Fine. Next one. Carriage paid. Carriage is transportation cost. Carriage paid 100 rupees. Carriage we pay usually on goods. Yes, the inward movement and outward movement of goods. So you have paid for carriage 100 rupees. Regular expenditure. Goods keep coming in, going out. So this goes to carriage account, which is an expenditure account for me. All expenses debited, 100 rupees here, and I would have paid cash, so I credit cash, asset is going down. Fine. Next one. Computers purchased, 1 lakh. What are computers? Assets, yes. We'll be using them for a number of years, right? Computers purchased 1 lakh, transportation charges paid 1,000 on it. So, when you are purchasing an asset, and as I've already said, if you have spent something to bring it to your premises, that is a part of the cost of the asset. Alright? So this should also be added to the cost of the computers and not debited to transportation charges. Okay? Transportation charges are recurring expenditure. But transportation on machine, that is the computer, is not a recurring expenditure. It's a one-time expenditure related to computer. So, I will debit it to the asset account. Alright. So, again, I am debiting all related costs related to the asset to the computer account itself. I am also buying computers worth 1 lakh. So, this is the cost of the computers plus this 1,000 transportation charge. So, 1 lakh, 1,000 is my total cost of computers. Okay. Apart from the purchase price, the transportation charge also I have joined with it. So, मुझे total कितना खर्च करना पड़ा? 1 lakh, 1,000. So, to cash account. 1 lakh, 1,000. Alright? So, this is where, you have to be very careful. You cannot bring into picture transportation charges here. It will be a principal error. Repairs to motor car. Now, motor car you all recognize, it's an asset. Repairs to motor car. What will it be? A revenue expenditure or capital expenditure? I hear capital expenditure from you. Because motor car pe hai expense, asset pe expenses are debited related to assets or debited to asset. But, did I say that this is a new motor car I purchased? Motor car hai, when I am using an asset, related repairs are regular. These are repairs and maintenance charges. Okay. So, this is a recurring expense. This I would make, clear distinction here. And remember this, okay? Keep it in mind. This was at the time of purchase of new machine, wages, so I added to machine. The transportation cost was also with the purchase of new asset, so I added to the cost of the asset. This is not related to the purchase of a new asset. It's a regular repairs. Repairs hota hi hai, that's a day-to-day thing, right? So this is a revenue expenditure, right? So repairs for second-hand things, or not second-hand things, meaning in-use assets are called repairs. Okay. So here I will be debiting the repairs account and not motor car account. 1200 rupees. Okay. So 1200 rupees I have paid for repairs, which is a recurring expenditure. Oh, sorry. What am I writing? To cash account. Okay. So to cash account. Repairs to cash account. So here motor car account will not appear. Now, repairs on second-hand machine, scooter, purchased 100 rupees. Repairs on second-hand scooter purchase, 100. Meaning you are purchasing right now a second-hand scooter on which you are spending for repairs. Is this repairs the same as this repairs? Tell me. Or is there any difference between the two repairs? If you can find out the difference, you've got it. You've got it, my brilliant children, the concept. Come on. Yes, there is a difference. The difference is this one was regular repairs on the regular use of the motor car. Motor car which is already purchased and in use. This repairs is on a purchase of a second-hand scooter. Now, before I do that repairs, maybe the overhauling of the machine, maybe a denting, painting, whatever you have to do. So that, before doing that, you cannot use the scooter. So this is a very essential expenditure and very much a cost of the the purchase of the scooter, right? Without doing this, I will not be able to use the scooter. Therefore, it is a capital expenditure and should be added to the cost of the scooter. Alright, so here we are doing the scooter account, or you can also term it as the motor vehicle account. Okay, both are fine. To cash. So it is 100 rupees paid. Alright, so what all have we done till now? Number 1, if it's a regular expenditure, recurring expenditure, an expenditure related to goods, the movement of goods, right? A purchase of goods, manufacture of goods, it's a revenue expenditure. And if an expense is related to bringing in a new asset, Now, new asset can be first hand, second hand, both, right? Bringing in a new asset, installing it, bringing to a particular usable condition, all those will be added to the cost of the asset because they are capital expenditure. Okay, this fundamental difference has to be very clear in your mind. Clear? Now the next transaction, number 7. Question number 7 says, whitewash expenses on building 2000. Whitewash expenses, yes. You are painting the building. Fine, 2000. So, tantamounts to a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Tell me. Whitewash, is it in any way adding to the performance, increase in performance, better performance, long-term benefit of the building as such, or is it regular repairs and maintenance stuff because you're maintaining the building in a good condition, right? Which one out of that is it? Yes, obviously the latter one. This whitewash of the building, the upkeep of the building, the cleanliness, all these are repairs and maintenance stuff related to fixed assets. These do not add in any way to the performance of the asset. It doesn't enhance the performance of the asset, right? So here it is very much a revenue expenditure and should be debited to repairs and maintenance account 2000. Now, why have I put under repairs and maintenance account? You usually do not open, small little accounts for everything, every small little expense. There will be numerous expenses. So we, try to find out a near about kind of account for that, and we try to fit in that. So it's like repairs and maintenance. It relates to the maintenance stuff. To cash account. Alright? Fine. So one more parameter that you have to keep in mind, it enhance or improve the performance, efficiency, longevity of the business or the asset. Fine. Bricks 1 lakh, timber 50,000, and purchase for construction of building. So here we are talking about bricks and timber. For these all goes to the construction of building. Here the materials required. So do you think this is a capital expenditure or a revenue expenditure? Whatever material we have purchased, we will use for construction of an asset. That is the building, right? Isn't it a cost which will be a part of the building? Yes. So it should be added to the building account itself. We are all spending these amounts on the construction of building. So here we debit the building account which is under construction to cash account. Fine. So we are spending 1,50,000 total. I have added up both. We need not put it under bricks and timber account. Okay. Because the purpose is the construction of building. So any cost related to the construction of a building, a new asset, will be added to the cost of the asset. Extension made to the building 10,000. Extension meaning you are increasing the space, available space attached to the building, right? So obviously you are enhancing the space, the capacity of the building, right? So this will be lasting with you for a number of years. It's not a regular stuff that you do. Therefore it is a capital expenditure. Beautiful. So this should be again debited to building account. Great. So you need to do a bit of reasoning, within yourself before deciding whether this is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. Now, heavy software updates for computers. Heavy software updates for computers. Computers, there are two, main components, hardware and software. Hardware is something, the physical part of the computer. Software is the programming. Now, if the programming is outdated, will you be able to use the computers then? No. We have to keep on updating the computers with whatever new technology is being launched, new softwares in the business. So, computers are one thing which will need this upgradation, without which the asset is a waste. Capital or revenue? Come on, think. It is enhancing the performance of the computer, isn't it? Therefore, capital again. Yes. So, this should be debited to computers account, yes, and to cash account. Fine. So, this is 50,000. We have spent so much on the asset, right? Now suppose, let us correlate that to something that you see on a day-to-day basis. Suppose this computer is outdated. No new technology can work on this. And I am going to sell off I want to sell off my old computer. The person who comes to see the computer and is interested in buying the computer and then using it would say that, okay, you sell it for a lesser price because once I purchase from you, I will have to do a software update and I have to spend more on the asset to bring it in a usable condition. Otherwise, I cannot use this as a dabba, right? Not of any worth. So here, do you not think if I upgrade the computer, I will be able to sell it at a higher price because I have already upgraded the computer, right? It's in usable condition perfectly. So, any such upgrade which enhances the capacity, performance and the value of the asset is a capital expenditure, right? Good. Renovation of office building. Renovation, renewing the office building to construct new rooms, 40,000. This is very easy one. Yes, I'm sure by now you all have got it. It is a capital expenditure. Wonderful. So, 11. Renovation of office building will be debited to office building account. 2. Cash account here, 40,000, because we are spending on building something new. Although the old building is being worked upon, but the expenditure is to construct new rooms, and new rooms meaning the building will be having more capacity. Yes, therefore I can use it better. It will be giving me benefit for a long term. These new rooms being constructed and renovation done. Therefore, this is not regular repairs. Okay, it's a renovation. Fine, it's a capital expenditure. So I hope this video has, through this video I have been considerably able to drill in you the difference between the type of recurring expenditure, revenue expenditure, and capital expenditure, which is very important to differentiate, because our profit calculations will go wrong if we do not differentiate them. If we treat a capital expenditure as a revenue expenditure, this current year's profit will be wrong, and similarly other errors, which you will appreciate as and when we go towards calculation of profit. Okay, right now you should be knowing that we have to follow the ongoing concept, the going concern concept, which says that the business is going to run for many years. Therefore, short-term expenses and long-term expenses we need to differentiate in between. Okay, I hope you are enjoying doing accounts with me. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Okay, and do like my videos if you find them really worth it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.